Hello, everybody. This is Bruce from Oregon. It's the Bruce from Oregon show. The breaking news is ongoing. This is episode 0. It might be the first, it might be the last. Let's find out. We have exciting new information that emerged last night that I felt deserved its own video. So we are here, and we will be doing this as a premiere that you can watch with the comments section and leave your comments. Today we are joined by Browser Cat, Hungry Potato. Hungry Potato has these nice glasses and a sombrero. He's living his best life. It is currently 10/13/24. The Green Bay Packers just defeated the Cardinals at Lambeau Field. And it's time to make this video. So let's get into it. Now, last night, over on Twitter, as you know, I've been following these tweets that Owens v. Eckerd attorney David S. Jingis has been posting to Twitter. But last night, he posted something very interesting that I thought deserved its own video. So here we are. Now, the context for this was that he had posted a court case where he was demonstrating that the State Bar of Arizona had lost a case on appeal. And I guess his point is that the State Bar of Arizona is not going to impede his free speech, which is perfectly fine. He says, I'm allowed to express opinions which are protected speech under the First Amendment. Yeah. Well, that's why we're all here. So we're going to do the thing. Now, there's a little back and forth with some of the people on Twitter here. Karen says she believes Laura lied multiple times. Laura Owens being the petitioner in the Owens v. Eckerd case. Clayton Eckerd being the respondent. And David S. Jingis is, of course, counsel for Laura Owens. Now, they have a little back and forth here that I'm not going to get into too much. But at the end, it's interesting. He says, if Laura admitted lying, I would do everything I could to still help her. That's good. Within the limits of what is ethical. Well, yeah, I would hope so. And yes, if Laura admitted lying, of course, I'd apologize to anyone affected. That's fair. And then he says, but I expect Jesus will return before that happens. Could still occur, though. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I think he's just saying she's not going to admit lying. Okay, and then the hero of the night, Lucy Jackson, comes in and says, okay, but look, you know Laura lied in the order of protection case because Laura Owens had filed an order of protection against Clayton Eckerd. And she received that order of protection. This was, back in October. This was almost a year ago, October 2023. There's absolutely no way you or Laura can get out of that lie. She extensively talked about her ultrasound that was clearly of a 20-plus week fetus, quote, my son, unquote. Everyone now knows that was a lie. Why won't you address it? And his reply is, A, I was not at that hearing. Well, neither was I, but you can go on the internet and watch that hearing. You can go over to the Schnitzel Ninja channel on YouTube and check out the entire hearing if you would like to. That is there. We will actually play a clip from that later on, but we got to get there first. We got a lot to get through, guys. This is breaking news. We're going to try and get through it. It's very interesting stuff. B, based on watching the hearing, I think you are misconstruing what she said, or at least what she meant. That's fair. Sometimes people talk past each other, and we have to communicate even more in order to get on the same page. In either case, this isn't a battle I am fighting. Okay, so, and yeah, their court case about the paternity scandal was ruled on by the judge. So the battle he's currently fighting is really procedural issues with the court case that he thinks occurred. And of course, the respondent thinks they followed all the procedures properly. So he's going to appeal on those grounds, technical grounds, procedural grounds, which is fine. That's their right to do so. He says, my role is limited to fixing the Mata errors, and Mata being the judge in that family court case. Clayton could cross appeal, but he hasn't. Okay, I don't know what he would want to appeal here because he basically won the paternity case. Maybe he's talking about the order of protection hearing, which is the interesting topic we're getting into today. So Lucy comes back and replies. She says, here's another quote from Laura. Quote, this had an image, Exhibit 11, is a screen grab of a Reddit post. I think it's supposed to be a Reddit post. A Reddit saying, quote, "How to win the costume contest," unquote. And it's me, turned, showing my stomach, and it's me holding a sonogram of our son that only he being Clayton, had possession of. So he clearly made this of me. So she is accusing Clayton of making this Reddit post and the meme that's in the post, how to win the costume contest. We're going to take a look at that image in a moment, okay? But this is setting up the context here. Now, this is the interesting part. David says, she was describing what the fake costume pic was attempting to show, quote, our, unquote, son, not what it actually showed. And then he says, this is a copy of Laura's sister's sonogram that Clayton had. Okay, so he is claiming that the sonogram in this costume pic, this meme we're going to look at, is a copy of Laura's sister's sonogram. He says this was discussed in other emails to Clayton. And then he gets a little rude and he says, Jesus, did every JFC member, and he says remember, but I think he meant member, flunk high school English class. Well, I didn't flunk high school English class. I graduated with honors from Madison East High School back in 1993, ranked 13 out of 333 graduating students. So I did not flunk high school English class, but here we are. Now, I guess that's proof by refutation that his question here, the answer is no. In any case, so this is the interesting information that's new. He is claiming, he is Laura's counsel in this case. And he is claiming that this sonogram image is a copy of Laura's sister's sonogram. Now, Laura's sister had had a baby earlier before this October 2023 timeframe. So at this point, I believe this baby would have already been born, her sister's baby. So if this is Laura's sister's sonogram, this would have been a sonogram that was older than the case that was going on. It would have been older and predated the pregnancy that she claimed she had with Clayton. Okay, so that's the important part here, which is very interesting. And of course, some people understand the meaning of this and all the ramifications. LESP replies with the astonished gif here. And then there's a whole bunch of people that reply. I'm not going to get into the replies because really this is the interesting part right here. A copy of Laura's sister's sonogram that Clayton had. Now, let's get into that picture from the internet. Now, if we go over here to the padlet.com/haybales timeline that Haybales and friends have created covering all of the information for this case, it's an amazing resource because you can go through 923 items that are ordered in time. So for this case, you can find things very quickly if you need to find something from a specific time period and so forth. And of course, here we have this Bachelor. This was back before there was a Justice for Clayton subreddit, I believe. And this was posted to Bachelor Nation, which was covering the case pretty heavily at the time because there was no dedicated subreddit yet. Now, this post is just a meme that somebody made because, of course, it was around the middle of October, so everybody's getting ready for Halloween. I mean, I went over and got some, festive pumpkins for my front deck out here. They're right by my door. They're looking good. So we're getting into the season here. So that's what people are doing. And of course, this is a common meme where people take this template, this blank template, this Spirit Halloween store costume pack that they create, and they create memes about silly costumes. Like they'll make fun of Aaron Rodgers of the Jets or formerly of the Green Bay Packers or whoever, they'll just say, the drummer in the band will always do this or that. Here's your costume. And so they created a meme, and the meme, of course, is anonymous woman costume. And you can see they are continuing the use of the mixed caps, lowercase letters here to make it even sillier. And they say it includes a sports bra, leggings, belly bump, so you can appear pregnant, an unbrushed wig, which is a little dig at the hair from this photo, but we're not going to shame anybody's appearance here. I mean, I'm wearing a hat, and there's a reason I'm wearing a hat, guys. In any case, it's a Sunday. We're just watching football, and this breaking news came up, so we're making a video. And then it says, quote unquote, real sonogram, because they don't believe it's a real sonogram. And of course, the picture here is holding this little sonogram here. Now, you have to pay very close attention to the features of this sonogram, because this will become very important. Okay, so now where do we go from here? So there's lots of things we can look at, okay? So the first thing that's very interesting is let's go to this order of protection hearing, okay? And there is a great, let me scroll up a little bit. There's a great post on Justice for Clayton from 5 months ago where a user, a banana fanamer, I don't know what that means, banana fanamer? Usernames, guys. It's great. It's a great post, though, because it recaps the Halloween costume, the OOP hearing, and a clueless lawyer. And you can go here and read through this entire thing. They give you background context, saying the sonogram that appeared on the Halloween costume was very clearly a profile of a baby that had a gestational age of at least 20 weeks. Okay. And then there's a claim here that Laura also sent this sonogram to Dave Neal. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Let's see. Laura may have also posted this sonogram in the Dropbox that she shared publicly on Reddit. And I believe that is how the person who made this meme that we just saw, this meme back here, that posted to Bachelor Nation, got this sonogram photo from a publicly available Dropbox that was shared by Laura on Reddit when she was arguing with people around the time of the Sun article that came out that blew the lid off this story, okay? So the important thing I want to highlight in this first tab is this quote down here. Let's go check it out. So they include pieces of the transcripts, and you can actually go to these timestamps, like 13 minutes, 41 seconds, in the Schnitzel Ninja video and check out this testimony. I'm not going to play this one, but I will play a different one, and that's coming up. So Laura says, this had an image, Exhibit 11. It's a screen grab of a Reddit thread saying how to win the scariest costume contest. And we just saw somebody on Twitter quoting this. And it's me, turns showing my stomach. And it's me holding a sonogram of our son that only he had possession of. So he clearly made this of me, which obviously was offensive. Now, of course, we know who created this meme, and it was not Clayton Echard. Okay, so that's number one. This image was just in a Dropbox. So Clayton was not the only person besides Laura Owens who had a copy of this sonogram. That's an important thing to remember here. Okay, and then she further says, the sonogram that I'm supposedly holding was not sent to anyone else other than him. Well, this is very interesting because if we go back, okay, if we go back to 9/27/23, Laura filed this police report. Let's go all the way back up. So there's a police report that was filed with the Scottsdale Police Department. Okay. And if we scroll down, what we'll see, she's basically saying like, hey, my ex Greg Gillespie is harassing me in this police report. Okay. And then the interesting thing that we have here is there was a PDF attached to the police report, or a PDF was given to the police by Laura, okay, called the Gillespie Connection 1 PDF. And we have that over here. You can get all of these from justiceforclayton.com, the wiki page. You can go through all these materials. These are publicly available materials that you can get from the police department, from the court system. There's no private information here. Everything's been, you can see things have been redacted. So everything's right. And we've seen this post before. Now, again, this is what Laura gave to the police. And it's that screenshot of that same Reddit post, how to win the scariest costume contest. And we can see the same little tiny photoshopped ultrasound here for humor or whatever. She says, the Gillespie connection. What's the connection to Greg? This was a still from a video taken off my phone that the public had access to. Oh, the public had access to it. But she just said in the order of protection transcript that only Clayton had access to it. So in this document, she's saying the public had access to it. But in the order of protection hearing, she's saying only Clayton had access to it. So this is a contradiction. As mentioned before, Greg has been known to hack my devices. So she's trying to throw Greg Gillespie here, her ex, under the bus. And I use the term ex very loosely because they only went on a few dates. I mean, going on a few dates doesn't really make someone your boyfriend, or when you break up, when you stop seeing each other, it doesn't mean they were your ex. But in any case, she's throwing Greg under the bus here by saying Greg must have put this crazy ultrasound here, or made this this meme using the ultrasound. So that's an interesting contradictory claim. Okay, now let's keep going. What else do we have? Where I want to go next is I want to go to Dave Neal, because at some point Dave Neal went back and looked through. He was sort of upset because David Jingis was taunting him in blog posts and on Twitter. So he went back through and he looked at all his emails to try and figure out, is there something I missed? What's going on here? And he found this email thread that he had, because at the time he was going through a video ultrasound that had been sent to Reality Steve, and a member of the flock had determined that video ultrasound was a copy of a years earlier ultrasound, and they lined the videos up, and everybody was talking about that. So Dave was trying to confirm with Laura whether that video ultrasound was legit or not, was hers. And in that thread, she sends him a still of this new Halloween costume ultrasound as proof of her pregnancy. So let's listen to that, and then we'll look at the email she sent to Dave.
But either way, this is what I've got, folks. This is the next email I have from her. And you might wonder, why am I finding this now? Like I said, I'm finding it now because her attorney has threatened to take away my livelihood, to take away my home. He said she's going to enjoy riding horses on my property and all this crazy stuff.
It's ridiculous.
It just inspired and I'll tell you what, the when this started happening, Tuesday night, I was at the hospital with my wife. She was in a lot of pain. We've solved that issue. Everything's happy and healthy. But that next night, I was sitting at my computer, delirious. And I'm telling you, I don't know if people believe in angels or sort of metaphysical forces that point us in the right direction, but something, as I get goosebumps thinking about it, led me to the emails of early October.
1 year ago.
Here's an email that she sent to me. I said, working on locating the source. I'll let you know when I find out. That being letting her know, hey, I don't know who sent me the source. When in fact it was Reality Steve. We've busted all that, but I didn't want to give away my sources at the time. It's all known information now.
And really, the source was her.
Yeah, right.
She sent it to Steve. I think it's funny that she's all, who's your source?
Yeah,
you are.
It's all coming from inside the casita. Yeah. So she goes, okay, thanks.
And this new email
appreciate it.
Here it is. It's October 12th, 2023. She told me
she would appreciate me finding the source. Well, we found the source, and she's not really appreciating it. You'd think, I mean, doesn't she know, like, she would have sent me a trophy or something, but no, we didn't get that. She said, the last imaging I had was troubling to me because I thought the boy's profile looked kind of weird, attached. But the sonographer didn't say anything. I guess I just don't know how to read these things, and I'm probably overanalyzing. The girls looked fine. All the best. Well, you know how it is. You know how it is analyzing your baby twins ultrasounds here. She goes, I guess I just didn't know. And meanwhile, in the background, she's got 15 monitors pulled up with Adobe Acrobats, and she's got Fiverr calls coming in from Pakistan.
Oh boy, Dave. Let's take a look at the attachment.
Here's what she sent me.
There it is.
This is the smoking gun. This is it. What we have here is an ultrasound photo of a photo. So there's really no metadata as far as where the ultrasound comes from. We just know it's sitting on her, her casita kitchen tabletop or whatever this is. What I'm going to share with you guys, I guess, is what Brad thinks of all of this.
Okay. So here you can see the attachment that she sent Dave. And if we go back to the email, it says, okay, thanks. I would appreciate it. The last imaging I had, not her sister, the last imaging I had was troubling to me because I thought the boy's profile looked kind of weird, attached. Okay. And then when we went forward, this is the attachment. And then, they get a bigger version here. And you can clearly see this is the same photo that we've been talking about from the Halloween costume meme. Okay. And oh my gosh. So, prior to this video, what everybody was looking at back in October of 23 was the Reality Steve ultrasound video, not this attachment that Dave had sort of overlooked while all of the things back then were happening. Okay. So that is the evidence here. So it is very clear that she put this image in a Dropbox to try and convince people she was pregnant. Somebody made the Halloween meme out of it. She used the Halloween meme to help file a police report to throw Greg Gillespie under the bus for hacking. She used this meme to obtain an order of protection against Clayton Echard in court, saying Clayton was the only one who could have possibly had this image. And she sent it to Dave Neal saying, "This is my ultrasound." Okay. And let's go look at that last piece, because this is very important. The order of protection against Clayton Echard was effectively granted because of this image and because of her claim that Clayton was the only one who had this picture. Therefore, he must have made this meme, posted it to Reddit, and it was harassment and, some sort of endangerment or a threat against her that warranted granting an order of protection. And that is exactly what the judge said. I am going to find that posting of that image, publicizing that image, triggered the order of protection, the domestic violence statute 1336-1, to cite the ERA, he probably means Arizona law, 14.25, and I'm going to find that the statute applies, and that is the reason I am affirming. Okay? And we can actually listen to him say that. So I have over here, I have the Schnitzel Ninja video at that timestamp. Okay? So the timestamp, he kind of does this long, rambling thing here. The order of protection is granted due to the Halloween costume. There's a bit, the transcript starts at 1 hour, 20 minutes or so. The exact start time of the judge's speech. I did paragraph breaks because I hate walls of text. I agree. But the judge jumbled all of this out, all of this mumbo jumbo in one incomprehensible speech. Yeah, so we're going to pick it up here with the part I just read so you can hear it for yourself.
To the hair that she has. So I'm going to find that posting of that image, publicizing that image, was triggered the the domestic violence statute 1336-01 does include the cite to ARS 1425. I'm going to find that statute applies, and that is the reason I'm affirming that. Oh, and there's an intent that has to be shown as well, and the intent.
He's looking something up. Let's go, buddy.
Just the act of disclosing it is unlawful.
So he says the act of disclosing it is unlawful. So he believes that this is Laura's ultrasound. He believes that Clayton was the only one who had it. He believes that Clayton made this meme, posted it on Reddit, and he's granting an order of protection in this case for that reason. And we have all this evidence that it was put, in a public Dropbox because she said, "Oh, Greg must have taken it and maybe he made this meme. Hey, police, Greg is harassing me." Well, how can Greg be harassing you with this meme when you said that Clayton is the only one who could have made it? This doesn't make sense. And then in a third part, we have Dave Neal is presumably the only person who could have made it. And we just watched that video and read that email that she sent to Dave. And last night, almost a year to the day, October 12th, 2023 to October 12th, 2024, Her attorney in her current appeal process for the family court case says this is a copy of Laura's sister's sonogram that Clayton had. So why do we have an order of protection against Clayton Eckert when this is a copy of Laura's sister's sonogram from her legitimate pregnancy and legitimate birth? I don't know, guys. This is where we are. And this is the brand new news. And all I can say is this GIF is pretty accurate. I don't know what else to say, guys, other than if you have anything to add to this case, this story, any links I missed, or anything we can put together to contribute to this story, let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, investigation continues. I am Bruce from Oregon, Bruce the Moose. This has been breaking news in the Court on X case. Thank you for your time.